Hello Curious! There seems to be no end to news coming from the Depp vs Heard trial. While it currently is on a scheduled break until May 16th, there have been more things that have come out which had people claiming that things might not be going the way that Amber Heard would have wanted them to. And that has also been partly due to her testimony, as well as the comments of other people testifying, such as her former assistant Kate James, who in the past claimed her former employer stole her story and who now talked about what it really was like working for her. But others had pointed out that Heard's mistake of bringing Depp's ex-partner Kate Moss up during her testimony might have actually worked in the actor's favour. But how? Has the Aquaman actress taken lines from more than one movie for her testimony? And just how much does the trial differ from the one in London that she had previously won? Stay with us until the very end to find out all the latest news, but before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you enjoy our content and want to support us, then be sure to give us a super thanks so we can continue to create these videos just for you. Amber Heard's testimony during the $50 million defamation lawsuit filed by her ex-husband Johnny Depp for the op-ed piece she penned had everyone talking. One of the things that some internet users had caught on was the fact that allegedly some parts of her testimony when she was describing her relationship with the actor sounded as if they were taken directly from the 1999 movie The Talented Mr. Ripley. Now, if you want to know exactly which parts, then be sure to check out our previous video by clicking on the link above. But for now, stay with us till the very end to find out what else she has been accused of stealing. But that has not been the only production Heard, according to fans, took a bit more than inspiration from. Other internet users had taken to social media to post whatever parts of her testimony they think sounded like quotes from already existing productions. One TikTok user had pointed out that the actress's mention of the dirty carpet, which was what she supposedly focused on after being hit by Johnny for the first time, was reminiscent of the scenes from the Netflix show Made, which focuses on a woman who has been a victim of domestic violence. One reporter also took to her social media to point out another part that sounds like it has been taken directly from a production. This was in regards to Amber's claim that her ex-husband once told her, "I'd rather cut my hand off than ever lay upon you," which to her was similar to a line from the 1945 drama Mildred Pierce, in which the star says that she'd rather cut her own hand off. Of course, while these could have just been coincidences, as none of these are word-for-word direct quotes, for some internet users it seems to be proof that the 36-year-old is just putting on a show. As per several media outlets reporting on the alleged use of quotes, the star's team has not commented to them on the matter. But back in 2020, there had been other allegations of stealing against Heard, and they weren't necessarily about movie quotes in testimony. During the former couple's London trial, Amber's former assistant Kate James gave witness statements via video due to the pandemic and revealed that she herself was a victim of intimate violence when she was in her 20s, something that had haunted her since. She told the court that when she read Heard's submission, she was in utter shock and dismay, having discovered that her former boss had stolen her story and twisted it to benefit herself. If you want to know more about some of the other things that were said during the London trial, then be sure to check out our playlist where we have covered the topic in various videos. Now, there is a reason we're bringing the former assistant up, as she had most recently testified via a pre-filmed deposition and talked more on her time working for Heard. The woman had previously worked for the Aquaman star for 3 years, between 2012 and 2015. She has claimed that during that time she never witnessed the former couple arguing or getting into physical altercations, nor did she notice any evidence of domestic violence during her regular visits to their respective homes. But when talking about her job, she had claimed to have been paid very poorly and only making half of her usual salary during that time. And when she asked for more, Heard had allegedly spat in her face, asking her about how dare she ask for more. In the video, James also went on to claim that the Pineapple Express star would verbally abuse her over minor mistakes, such as accidentally leaving a magazine out, at which Amber went absolutely ballistic. The former personal assistant has also alleged that the mother of one would regularly send her abusive text messages day and night. Kate claimed that they were all incoherent, not making any sense, but they were just there so she had someone to lash out at for no apparent reason. But when speaking of Depp, Kate had a totally different experience of the actor, even calling him a southern gentleman who was often calm and very quiet. She also recalled how the Pirates of the Caribbean star would give guitar lessons to her son, buy him gifts from vacations, and played with him in his elaborate prosthetic makeup from the 2015 movie Black Mass. The woman also stated that during the time she worked for Amber, not once did she see Johnny yell or be rude to anyone. While for many of Depp's fans, this testimony was a reason to celebrate, as they claim that this will also help swing things in his direction, there was another reason that they were satisfied with Amber's testimony. And that was due to the fact that she brought up his ex, Kate Moss, when she mentioned a rumor that Depp once pushed the supermodel down a flight of stairs when they were dating. But it wasn't just fans that were celebrating, as court footage showed that Johnny's legal team clearly celebrated that moment as well. Now, if you may be wondering why that is, some experts online had suggested that by mentioning Moss, the actress has now opened the door to evidence that was previously excluded. Kate was originally declined as a witness for Depp by the judge because she didn't pertain to the case enough, but now that she has been mentioned, she is relevant and can be called upon. Now, some had suggested that it might be possible for the model to be called as a witness now, while others argued that in their cross-examination of the actress, the legal team will now be able to present the evidence to dismiss the claims of abuse with regards to Kate. Now, if you want to know more about Moss and Depp when they were together, then be sure to check out our previous video by clicking on the link above. The statement made by Johnny's legal team also shows that they are confident with their case. A spokesperson for the actor spoke with People and stated that just as they had predicted in the opening statements last month, Heard did deliver the performance of her life during her direct examination. They went on to add that while her stories have continued to grow new and convenient details, Depp's recollections have remained exactly the same, and added that his truth has been the same no matter the environment in which it has been presented. And speaking of the upcoming cross-examination, they had stated that it will be most telling. In response to this, Amber's legal team had stated that this is evidence that the actor's defamation claim is falling apart rapidly. They also stated that if Depp was truly innocent, he'd apologize to his ex-wife, and the Aquaman's team had also called his behavior as pitiful as it was in their marriage. But while Depp and his team might be relaxing as this case continues, it seems the opposite can be said about Amber, as many users pointed that out in a video from the trial. In the clip that had since gone viral, the Zombieland star was seen looking down at first and did not notice her ex-husband had gotten out of his seat. But once she saw him approach mere feet in front of her, she seemingly moved back with a spooked expression on her face. Some internet users who had been supporting the star had said that this is proof that she is still scared of him after all that she had claimed to have endured. As for Johnny, he seems to be unbothered by the near run-in, shrugging his shoulders and even letting out what looks like a chuckle. The two didn't have much chances for run-ins in court, as TMZ had reported that their entrances and exits are arranged by court deputies working along the star's security teams to stagger the timing. Some internet users had claimed that Heard had also changed the evidence pictures shown in court in Virginia compared to those in London. Some had commented that photos from their rented house in Australia, for example, were from completely different angles, and some even argued that Heard's own face looks much different in the pictures provided in the second trial. Though of course there have not been any comments on these speculations from either legal team, but it had people talking about just how different the two trials were. Of course, without a doubt, a major difference is that with the defamation lawsuit in Virginia, we have essentially front row access to the case due to it being live streamed, while in London it all happened behind closed doors and fans had to rely on what the press would publish. And as there was no photography or recording allowed during the trial, we weren't able to see ourselves just how Amber and Johnny would react to certain things, as well as their behaviour in court in general. Another difference is the location and that the UK and US have different laws. One expert stated that in the United Kingdom, the burden of proof to prove the liable is substantially true rests on the defendant, which according to them makes it easier to sue and win such a case there. However, in the USA, public figures like the former couple have to prove actual malice to persuade the jury. The trial is set to resume on Monday the 16th of May, and those who have been following it day by day are eager to find out what other news revelations had come out from the courthouse. So curious, what are your thoughts on the whole case? Do you think the mention of Kate Moss could really help Depp? Did you know that Amber had been previously accused of stealing the abuse story? And do you think that the photographic evidence might have been changed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.